All right, here we go. All right, welcome everyone. And we have people from Maldives and we have, people from Dubai. We are from Dubai. And it's so great to be here and it's such a privilege, to have this space and to be with all of you, to share this message. And, as we were sharing earlier and just have a discussion and, to really think about it. Why we're here is because we know that most of us are dealing with something in life, right? It could be pressure from work, could be, anything in life, stressful relationships. I know that I've been talking to people, many of them suffering from that, and a lot of worry and concern, right? So whatever it is, let's just, park all of that. Whatever space you're coming from, let's park all of that and be fully present here, okay? So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute everyone also. So we have the quality, okay? So later on, if you want to speak, we will just unmute you, okay? All right, thank you. And so one of the most powerful tools in terms of how we be present is that we have got a lot of things out, expectations and this, and then we had a communication. Another one is breathing, right? Breathing is literally for me, and I found this is the key, and this is the secret, the access to your superpower. And each and every moment, it doesn't matter what happens, whatever situation you are in, however you feel, just do the breathing. Whatever way you see, right? Just take the deep breath and then breathe and then you will be here, okay? So this is something that you can definitely practice and utilize. How's my volume? Can you hear me? Some thumbs up? Okay, great, awesome, yeah, okay. So, okay, great. And yes, okay, sorry. So this is the first part. So now we are here, and then you do the breathing, and then my suggestions, because I do Facebook Live, and before I do that, and I have this breathing practice called power breathing. So I'll just quickly share with you the secret of the power breathing, because the moment you do that, you feel like you're breathing the power in, okay? So just hold on 1 second, okay? Just hold 1 second. All right, there's a breakdown over here, but I'm managing it. Great, all right. So the power breathing literally is when you breathe in rhythm, like there's a rhythm for 1-1, breathe in and then breathe out, breathing through the nose and breathe out through the mouth, okay? So it's kind of like this. And then there's a 2-2, so like you break up the breath into, and then you repeat. So usually do 5, and then you will have your full power back into you, and then you are ready to go. For people who are like, especially when you're going through stress or dealing with stuff, or when like going for interview or doing something, speaking, before you do that, that's a very powerful tool that you can use, okay? So I'm not gonna just going deeper in that, and then you can practice that later, and then you can check out my Facebook Live as well, and that's where I do the whole thing, okay? Another thing which I want to share with you is, as I shared earlier, my intention is very clear, right, over here. And then, I want, because we all come with knowledge, we learned so many things, and then sometimes we come into sessions or listen to something, and then we have all this, already existed knowledge where you are just, like always listen to, oh, what, do I agree with that or not, you know, like, and then you're missing out, right? The whole important bit. So my invitation here tonight is really listen coming from, you know, parking all your existing knowledge aside. So you listen coming from, you know, not from judgment or not from assessment. Just listen for value for yourself, what works for you. Okay. So that's my commitment to support you, right? And then, you know, like you were saying, oh, okay, so who is Jane? And why is she speaking to me or talking to us? So I'm gonna just share the screen so you can see my screen. Can you see my screen now? Okay, great. So this is basically me, right? And also why I am speaking and talking here is because I have a message. And my message, literally coming from my story, growing up as a person, a kid from a farm village in middle of nowhere in Inner Mongolia, China. And so how I grew up was lots of limitations and barely had anything. I could barely, you know, we could barely feed ourselves. And my parents were constantly struggling, putting us 3 siblings through school. And so I was about 10 years old. I was out in the field herding sheep. And then I heard this loud noise coming overhead. It was this gigantic airplane. And it was my first time actually seeing the airplane so up close, because that day particularly, it was flying really low. I could see the both sides of the airplane, right, the windows. And then, you know, right there and then, I was so mesmerized, and I was saying to myself, you know what? I know this better than whatever I was in, the circumstance. You know, I wanted that better. And I said to myself, one of the days, I will be on an airplane like that, you know, flying wherever I want to be and doing the things that I love and making a difference. And somehow I know, for me, what really matters the most is what makes the difference. You know, there must be better, because I don't want ever go back to that limitation. And I think nobody should be there. You know, we all deserve better, right? So that's why I got into this exploration and in field of transformation, and, you know, really decades of search and exploring. And I come up with this, you know, like the most effective way which I think could support a human being. Of course, I'm doing for myself, and I see the incredible results. And then also I've been helping other people and, you know, curing them with whatever the physical illnesses or even the mental blocks, whatever they're dealing with in life, right? And so for me, the most important thing is that what is that one thing that changes everything for us as human beings, right? So today, as we talked about, you know, it's literally about how we choose power thoughts, because this is going to make a difference, and you will understand why, right? Because for me, if just me, I'm figuring out my life works, it's not it. I cannot win. And it's got to be all of us together, and we rise up together. And this is literally the time. And we're all going to bounce back higher than ever, because this is the transformation on the global level. It's not only just for us, right? It's not only, you know, for the individual, whatever the suffering, whatever that you're dealing with, right? Because it's truly transformation. And then another thing which I want to share with you is that, you know, constantly we say we want to change the world, but the most important action that we do to accomplish this vision is to change your world and change your life, and then the whole world will change. And future is definitely not a place that we're going to. It's a place that we get to create, and we get to create together today. Okay, so I'm going to stop share my screen. And so this is basically the few things I want to share with you today. Okay, so the first one I want to let you know is that some of the rules of the mind. That's what Andrea was mentioning about, you know, some tools, some tips, because the rules of the mind, once you are aware of it, it's so incredibly amazing. It will serve your life, and it will provide, like, make your life so much easier because you will be working in alignment, right? So now you know the rules of the mind. So basically, the number one rule is your mind is to ensure the survival of you, right? So the entire time, what it does is to trying to protect you. And this is most incredible, amazing thing that you need to know. Okay? So even though during this situation, or during the times like when you are experiencing hardship, you are suffering, you have fear, you're worrying about, you have anxiety, all of this, right? It's because your mind is trying to protect you, because we're going through something new. And can you imagine anytime, because the mind constantly will, direct us back to what's familiar and keep us away from what's unfamiliar to help us survive, because this is like a primal mind. During the tribal age, can you imagine, right? If you are constantly explore, and then, maybe just behind that rock, it will be a wild animal jump out and then just devour, right? So that's why the mind is constantly saying, you know what, just stick with what's familiar, what you know, and then stay away from what's unfamiliar. So that's what it is. When you are feeling the fear, worry, concern, all of this, because you're doing something new, okay? And then when you know all of this, and you know there's growth and there's expansion, and my invitation is actually go celebrate that. When you have all of these feelings, don't feel bad. Go celebrate, because you know that you are venturing into something new. Great. And then another thing about this is to manage it is that if we really think about it, right, there are two things, like literally two categories: stress or fear, whatever we're going through. Most of the time, if we say the situation, one kind is, the situation that under, right, area that under, okay, let's say the beyond one. So the area that beyond your control, right? Let's say the example, we know that what's going on now, the pandemic, right? Can you see that you can control that? You can change that, right? It's not, right? Something that we can control, we can change. So we call this area that's beyond our control. And then there's also, like, of course, there's politics and there are other things in life, right? But if something like this happens, if it's beyond your control, what's the use, right? If you assess, right, help your mind to really like look at these two things, and then the next one is the area under your control. So if the area under your control, right, yeah, under this pandemic situation, everybody's dealing with stuff, right? Maybe this, people losing jobs, or maybe salary cut, or even, relationships are suffering, all of this, right? But what can you do if it's under your control, right? What can you do? You can take actions, and then you can see, oh, okay, what can be done? Can you see that the stress level is completely different? Now it's manageable, because if you like mix all of this two together, and then you have no way of seeing which one is which, and then how to actually get yourself out there and then take actions, right? So another thing is that, knowing which one I'm going to share with you, right? Because our mind is constantly listening, because it's ensuring our survival, but constantly it's listening to support us and to do what we want it to do. So the words are very, very important. And then also the pictures, that's called imagination, right? Whatever you imagine, the pictures you put in your mind, also very important. So choose wisely. So in this session, you will really get that, and it's going to be hammered into you, okay? So the last one, which I would say, sorry, the fourth one is, by the end of the session, you will see, wow, you can take control of your life, actually. And you will see that you are your own master. You have the power. And then, lastly, I just want to, let you know, stay in the end, till the end, and you will receive wonderful gifts, okay? And I'll share with you amazing gifts. So this is something that, we're gonna expect today. And then, again, I've been talking to people around the world, and most of them, many of them actually say, oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. And especially now with the situation, right? They just can't get, they're saying, oh, I just can't get what I want. I self-sabotage, and, I've got these self-destructive habits, because most people are like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to worry. And I actually want the success, but, I just go out, do the stupid things, and then, make a mess, right? And so they were just saying, oh, so frustrated. You know what? I guess maybe I was born like that. But you know what? That's not true. No baby is born saying, how can I sabotage myself? Or how can I destroy my confidence, right? And all of us, you are born with phenomenal confidence. And, many of us actually don't understand the subconscious mind is an amazing tool. And what happened is that the most of us really don't know. The instructions seemed like is in a complete, like foreign language. Let's say Greek, okay? And you don't speak Greek. So what happened? So instructions like non-existent. And, I've been traveling around the world and then living in different places, hotels, Airbnb. So there's sometimes the washing machines, they sometimes don't come with the instructions, or they come with the, local language, which I can't understand. And guess what happened? So my washing is not properly done. And it was just always like, right? Can you see? This is exactly what happened to our mind. It's pretty much the same. And as I said, now I'm going to let you know really clearly, our mind actually has a job. And its job is to do what we tell it to do. And, you also have a job. And your job is to tell it exactly what you want, using specific and descriptive words. And this is actually very, very important. Most people don't understand or don't know this, and don't know the power of your mind. So please really share and go out and then tell people about this, how powerful your mind is. So I'm going to repeat one more time. So your mind has a job, and its job is to do exactly what you tell it to do. And then you have a wonderful job, a very important job, and your job is to really, really tell your mind, right? Your mind is going to be behaving and, making things happen based on the words you tell it, right? The kind of words is updated, the kind of words that's powerful, and the kind of words that, absolutely, incredible and exciting and descriptive. All of these words going to give clarity to your mind, right? So this what it is. And why? So why we need to do this? Let me share with you some of the examples, okay? So before we go on to the next one, I will share with you some of the examples. So basically what happened is that, our thoughts are things. And so I'm going to share the screen one more time so you can see this screen which I am showing you. Okay, can you see the screen? Thumbs up if you, okay, awesome. Yeah, so this is actually a very famous experiment done by this Japanese scientist, Dr. Masaru Emoto. And have you heard of this experiment before?
If you have, and thumbs up. No? Okay, so basically what happened is that he did the experiment with water, and then he, you know, of course did with people also, organized to say with water, a cup of water or a glass of water, and then to say the words to the water, and then different words you can see on the screen over here. And then they put the water in the freezer. And then afterwards they analyzed the crystal of the water, of the ice, and this is what happened, okay? And why are we talking about water? Because if you think about it, how much of our body is water? About 75% of our body is water. Can you imagine, right? The kind of words that you hear, the kind of words that you're saying to yourself all the time, right? What it does to you physically. So this is literally what happens when you are aware what words you need to really say to yourself, right? And then sometimes what happens is that these words that we're saying we don't even know, like beliefs, right? Like especially limiting beliefs and negative beliefs, and you know, in the subconscious mind. So I'll just share with you quickly. Meet Kate. So Kate is a client of mine from UK, and she was so amazing, active, and then she's a sporty person. And then what happened to her was, you know, she actually, can you just hold on 1 second? I think I need to speak to something, and there's a breakdown over here again. So okay, so Kate's story is absolutely amazing. And what happened to her is that she was literally, when she found me, she was literally almost crying because she suffered so much. Imagine, can you imagine an athlete? And she had this hip pain and then foot pain for over a year. And she did everything. Went to the doctors and then did the tests and spent so much money, but nobody could tell her what it was. And can you imagine the frustration and lack of freedom? She was just like literally giving up, and she was even worried about maybe she got some rare disease, cancer or something. And she was like, oh my God. And you know, in that one session, because I'm a hypnotherapist, right? But she discovered her root cause of why she actually had this pain. And you know, this is the power I'm talking about. You know, that water experiment? Sometimes, without you knowing, you have been saying some negative words, some negative beliefs. You constantly, daily repeating that. It's because it's with you, right? And that's the power of the subconscious mind. So that's what happened to her. And in the session, when we discovered that, we removed that, we gave her new command. Guess what? Just in the session, she got rid of her pain. Like just that. And talking about miracles, right? If you really talking about miracles, and then if you really don't believe me, I'm going to stop the share, and I want you to experience this. And I'm going to do a little test. I call it muscle test. So what you can do is that you can just, it's very simple. You can just use your hands. Okay, so just put your hands like this on your chest, like this. All your fingers except the index fingers up. Okay, and you can also do it, put your hands on the table where you're sitting. Okay, it's the same thing, but I mean, if you do here, I can see you. So one way, like we can do three, right? So the first one, you can say your name, right? You can just say your name, and my name is Jane. My name is Jane. My name is Jane. So have this index finger up, so you push it down, right? The purpose is to really test your strength, physical strength, whatever you say. So you see, my name is Jane. My name is Jane. No, I mean, I'm saying my name is Jane. You say your name, okay? You say your name. But you later on, you can borrow it because we're going to test the other side, okay? So my name is Jane. Can you see? I can't push it down. And I'm very strong because I know this is absolutely true, and my physical strength is totally aligned with that, right? So now I want you to do the opposite. You can borrow my name if you want, especially the gentlemen, you can use my name. And then, the ladies, we can use the gentleman's name. So we do a swap, okay? So I can say, I am Wishan. I am Wishan. I am Wishan. There's no way. I mean, I like completely just lose my physical strength. I cannot even hold it up because this is not true, first of all, right? This is just a simple test. And then the next one, I want you to don't even say it. Just think about a moment, okay? Think about a moment that, it was stressful, unpleasant, and then something happened and you just feel like, yeah. Like for example, sometimes you jabbed your foot in the door, you hurt yourself, or something very unpleasant. Just think about that, okay? Just think about that. What happened is I want you to uncross your legs, okay, your feet, and then your eyes parallel, and then your chin down, okay? So just do that, look down, your eyes look down, chin parallel to the ground. And then now I want you to think about that moment, and then you push it down, okay? Like, it jabbed my foot. Then I can't, like immediately, you see, my physical strength is gone. And how are yours? You see that? Can you see that the same? Right. Okay, so the next one, I want you to think about a moment which is so pleasant, so joyful, or something happened and you just loved it and you enjoyed it and you had so much fun and happiness. And think about that moment, okay? And just think about that happy moment, and then you try it again. Can you see? Your physical strength is very strong, right? And then you are right there and being supported. And then the last one, which I want to share with you, is also very important. This can be like a wake-up call for you, okay? So just two things. One is yes, the other one is no. You can just simply test. Just test yes. Yes, yes, yes. Say yes, yes. And then you can test it. You see how strong you are? Now I want you to say no. Just no, 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 no. So what does that tell you? See more yes in life. Yeah, see, like all these positive words, even including just yes, immediately you have a physical reaction to it, right? But imagine we are truly connected with everything that we say from our mouth, okay? So just be really, really aware of that. And so another thing is that, why we're saying this, and then I'm going to show you something really, 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 really crucial. And this is really, truly the tools, okay? I'm going to get to details. So why? When we talk about the mind, right? How do we actually get access to it? I'm going to share my screen one more time so you can see the... Okay, so this is very, very important. And if you want, you can take a screenshot as well, because you see, this is like literally the access. Because most of the time when we speak like this: next year I will have my bikini body, or next year I'll be wealthy, I'll be happy, next year I'll find my love, I'll have my love, right? Can you imagine when you say this, your mind doesn't even recognize what next year is? How can it give you anything, right? It's confused, because one of the very important things you need to know is that your mind works in the present tense. And there's a famous thing we know that in our prayer also, regarding this. So whatever is asked, already giving. So okay, you asked the question, Mr. Yazid. No, I didn't do live. I just recorded, and then what I'll do is that I'll upload later, okay? All right, so this is the thing. the power about this is that ask in present tense, and then anything you ask is already giving. And this is absolutely proving, and this is so incredible. And another thing is that, you know, we need to know the mind actually doesn't do future pace. And hello, we have a new visitor. Welcome. Yeah, so got to say use the word now, because the moment you use the word now, your mind understand, oh, okay, so this is what you want. And you know, you can even repeat this, you can say this to yourself, because you are just by yourself, and you literally speak and test for yourself and see how you feel right that moment. I'm super successful now, and your mind is listening right away, right? I mean, this is just example, right? You can use your own words, whatever that you want to use, but use the word now afterwards, and then they're gonna give you all of that. And once you say all of this, and when you add in now, your mind really understands, okay, this is what you want. I better get you all of this. This is kind of like you experience sometimes you are aligned, like you are being helped and you are supported and you are like invincible. You're out and achieving things. These are the moments because you said so and you gave clear instructions, so your mind knows how to support you. Well, whereas if you say, oh, well, next year or 5 years from now, you know, I'm gonna be happy, or I'm, you know, lose my weight, or I'm gonna find love, all of this, right? It just, your mind doesn't know what that means, so it just can't happen. So only use present tense and use now and right now. And that's also another reason why, because, you know, I deal with a lot of depression cases. When people who are depressed, they really can't see themselves getting better or imagine themselves getting better. And then sometimes, you know, when you are in pain, do you see that it's really hard to imagine no pain, right? So this is exactly, you know, when your mind doesn't do future pacing. Okay, so the second one, which is your mind only responds to the words that makes pictures. And this is amazing. Okay, if you know this, literally now you know how to give your mind directions, instructions. Use the words that make pictures. That's all. You know, the more clear, vivid, and detailed, the better, right? And you know, this is sometimes also what happens to all of us, is that we are very clear on what we don't want in life, right? Do you know that sometimes we say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna quit eating the cake. No, I don't want a cake, and I'm not gonna eat the cake, or it doesn't make me feel happy anymore, it doesn't thrill me. Can you imagine the whole time, you know what happened? The mind doesn't even hear the words don't, not, no, never, all of this, you know, because it just doesn't hear these words. It doesn't register. So what happened? When you take away all of these negative words, what do you get? Your mind thought, oh, okay, you actually want to eat the cake. That's exactly what happened to people who are saying all of this. Or I don't want to be, you know, fat. And they get that exactly. I don't want to eat cake, and they are compelled to eat more cake, right? So this is exactly why, because it just doesn't understand the words don't, and your mind, it just doesn't act on the words don't. Any negative words, right? And then you see, for kids, they are pure, and then they grow up, they are more, you know, sort of like close to being in the subconscious level, right? Because they are in that level. What happened is that they're the same, you know, like if you tell a kid, don't touch the vase, you know what happens? And the kids actually go and touch the vase. You see, oh, what happened to this kid? Is something wrong with him? But the truth is that, you know, they just don't hear the word don't. And they just don't understand it, right? So that also happens with the New Year's resolution. Oh, I never eat chocolate again. Oh, I never do this again. And then you know how long that how long does that last, right? Maybe a few days, not often too long, right? So this is exactly the thing. So now you know this, and you can really learn to give yourself the kind of directions in your mind, right? To really fire it up. So this is the thing, the words you use must be exciting, dynamic, powerful, and super descriptive, because this is going to give you the access. Because again, remember, our mind only responds to the words we say and the pictures we make in our mind, right? So this is how powerful it is. You're going to really get all of this. And then another thing is that we all make pictures. We all say, words and make pictures, right? Using our words. It's just that the difference between people who are successful and people who are not successful is that people who are successful use powerful words and make powerful pictures. And those who are not, they just make negative ones and then, really not supporting them, right? And they just don't even know. Like, for example, there are people who, with this, what's going on now, oh, I'm going to be sick. I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm going to be sick, right? Imagine that when they say that, they're literally giving their mind the instructions that they will be sick. And they're making that picture also. And then also sometimes when you go to restaurants, you see that happens. Sometimes you see the waiter, maybe, you saw something that the waiter, the hands are not clean, and then, immediately your stomach is feeling, you know what? I'm going to get sick because the hands aren't clean, right? See, this is the kind of thing what happened to these people who are negative, and then they make all these negative pictures and they constantly get themselves in that kind of situation and they don't know why. So that's exactly what it is. And then, for successful people, there are also situations like sleeping, right? Because sometimes we might have disturbances, sometimes, neighbors' dogs barking, and people who are, less successful will think, oh my God, I'm going to be up all night, I can't sleep, and I'm going to be like this and that, stressed out. But for people who are successful, they're going to say, you know what, I have a rock hard constitution, and I can sleep anywhere I want, and I'm absolutely fine, and I can deal with anything comes in my life, right? So this is how this is created, using the words and then using the pictures that you put in your mind, and you can create completely different situations, completely different reactions, right? Same situation, but you can choose to be on which side you want, right? So this what it is. And that's what I'm saying, using very, very, very exciting and powerful words, right? And then the reason why is that, like, it's very powerful rule of the mind. Like the way you feel about anything at any time, it's just down to two things. If you can change these two things, your life will be completely changed. And do you know that your feeling is also the secret to you manifesting everything in your life? It's literally the access. Like the moment you said, you want this, and then you're doubting it, you're creating like, oh no, I'm not getting it. Your feeling is not there. Of course, you're not going to get anything. But the moment you feel it, that you are receiving it, you're getting it, that's the literally validation that you're giving your mind. When that's the picture that you're making in your mind, and you're feeling the emotions, and then you're saying those words, that's when it gets you really in the power state. Like, remember we did the test? Imagine how strong your physical strength is just by saying those words. And then when you feel those moments, oh my God, your confidence is going to be so phenomenal. Nothing can stop you in life, right? So this is amazing. And then, this is why, you try to use words that really, truly make pictures in your mind, right? In your head, that exactly what you want, right? Not, you have the rules, not using the negative words, not focusing on what you don't want, and use what you want and describe as detailed as possible. as powerful as possible, exciting, extraordinary words, right? And then making those powerful pictures. And then, you know, another one, these are some of the words which, you know, you see, you say, right? And you see, when you are saying like this, some of the examples you can use to really truly get yourself hyped up, and, you know, use similar words and use descriptive words. And I have a skill. You can even say it, you know, the moment you practice saying it, and you get your physical state already in place. So I have a skill, passion, drive, and determination going towards my dream career like a magnet. Can you see that picture in your head? Like a laser. And I'm a skilled, gifted, lovable person. And you can literally make up anything that you want about yourself, and you just make that picture, and you just picture your mind is just picking it up, and it's such clear, like a blueprint. And there's no other way other than your mind just responding and creating this for you in your life, like reality. This is the power, and this is the access, literally the secret, right? And then for people who are struggling with love or looking for love, you know, like this is a wonderful one. You know, you can just affirm it, you know, I'm a lovable, because love is never outside, it's always within yourself, right? And it's kind of like a vibrant, you know, like you're vibrating on a frequency and energy. So the moment you're vibrating from this, I'm lovable, warm, amazing, and fun, intelligent, kind, and I'm finding what I want, and they are finding me with this kind of belief. Can you see, you vibrate, you become this incredibly attractive person. You don't have to do anything. And then the right person will come finding you because you're attracting them to you, right? And then whereas if you listen to this, I'm just looking for love, you know, I'm just looking for love. And then I don't know what it is. And then your mind don't know what it is, and not describing it. And there's no picture there, and your mind just doesn't know. So that no wonder sometimes you want, you know, I've been wanting this, and then just nothing happens, and then you get upset, right? And this is what it is. And so words are very, very important, because words make pictures, right? And then whatever words we say, our mind is constantly listening and making whatever the pictures that is needed. And then another one which I can share with you is that usually when people are dealing with health and food and metabolic rate especially, and you just affirm yourself, you know, using all those incredible words. You can even use more, whatever you want, right? Like phenomenal, extraordinary, super efficient, and fantastic metabolic rate. By the way, this is what I use, and I can tell you, I have amazing metabolic rate, and I can eat whatever I want, and I'm still good, you know, super fit. So this is what it is, right? So your body is really listening and taking care of you in a way that you have no idea. And this is how beautiful it is. But of course, sometimes, you know, when I choose whatever less healthy foods, because in certain situations you have no way. And you know, there's also another thing. You can really say to yourself, you know what, my brilliant body, my super efficient metabolic rate, use everything I eat to build a perfect body for me. So you can just affirm and let your mind know this is exactly what you want. It doesn't matter what you eat. Sometimes, yes, we have choices that we make that maybe less healthy, right? In the cases that, you know, we cannot choose any other things. And then, you know, just tell your mind, you know what, I have a phenomenal, incredible metabolism, and it will really support you. It truly does. And this is what I do. Even during the pandemic time, we're all locked down at home, and then I barely did much of exercise, and I use this, and I use whatever the words which I use, and then, you know, I'm like absolutely like didn't lose anything, like no, didn't lose any muscles, or my strength was really wonderful. When I went back to gym, in fact, you know, like the first class which I did, I didn't feel any difference. Like for some other people, they were saying, oh my God, we got to take it slowly. I feel like it was like nothing. It's the same as before, even though without exercises. This is how powerful it is, right? Use it. Let your mind work and support you. So you see, another thing is that I want to share the low resources over here. I can share with you in the end. It's about boost the immune system. There's a little meditation which I made, and then it's very, very helpful if you ever worried, or whoever is worried about your immune system, right? And then you can use these words to really help you make pictures and boost your immune system. It's very, very effective. People who actually had, infected by coronavirus, and they use this meditation, and they healed and they recovered themselves. I'm going to say, imagine, right? I have a friend from Austria. They have family of 3, husband and wife, and 2-year-old boy. And they used this, they were both, all of them infected, right? They used this meditation and they recovered, from this. So this is how powerful it is. It's truly, truly mind-blowing. And so another one which I really want to share with you is, our memory, right? So this is something which we all can use, because most of the time we are, down on us saying, oh my God, I'm such a fool. Oh, I can't remember this, blah, 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 right? And then you're making it worse. And always affirm this. This is going to help you so much. And just really affirm, I have an extraordinary, foolproof, dependable memory. And the more you say this, and the more you're going to become this, right? Otherwise, you're going to be, always like this. If you really listen to this, right? And if you listen to, I just try not to forget things, or I mustn't forget, I must remember this and that. Can you imagine when you say that, your mind can't even, create, because when you remove those negative words, it's like, oh, I need to forget. Your mind will forget, and you become even worse in that state, right? So this is what it is. And another thing is, since we know all of this, and this is what is really going to make a difference, really turn your mind on and set your mind on fire with passion and direction. This is literally you helping your mind to create whatever you want in your life. How cool is that, right? And so your job is very, very crucial. And what you can do is, lit that fire, and let your mind, be clear on what you really want, and you give that direction, right? You literally let it know where you want to go with clarity. And then you can really program your subconscious mind for success in any area of your life, literally in any area of your life. There's no concern and no worry. And, this is how cool it is. And really, I can't say enough of this and how powerful this message is. And I would really encourage you to share with more people. And, I could say that, whoever all of you showed up today, very lucky. And this is, like I said, it's your time now. Not everybody's on the same pace, but some of them, maybe they will get the recording later on. They can listen to it. They can get the gist of it. But really, truly, this is your time now. And, take it, and then really speak in these present tense, and, add in the now and right now, and use exciting descriptive words and make clear pictures, so that, my mind knows exactly what I want. And, this is how I'm creating. Basically, what happens is that you are taking responsibility now. You are taking responsibility for creating your own reality. How cool is that? Can you see? Who is the master here? Yeah? Okay, another thing. Oh, sorry, you're writing, Andrea? Do you need more time?
Let me take a screenshot.
Yes, please take a screenshot.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's perfect. You can continue, Jing. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, so absolutely, that's so cool. Yeah, take screenshots as much you want. and share with people and use it daily. And then I'll share with you some goodies in the end, so you can, you know, really help yourself as well. And then another thing which I really, really powerful, which helps me all the time, is this one. You know what? Sometimes, you know, our emotions, feelings, I don't want to do that. It's so hard, especially in the gym. You know what happens? Use this, or whatever choice you make in your life, right? You just simply say, like literally with authority, you tell your mind, because you're the master, right? I have chosen to do this, and I've chosen to feel good about it. And it's magic. Everything just shifts immediately. Like everything becomes fun for me, right? And then I know some people who are not really having that, and they are hating gym or hating to do stuff that they don't want to do, is because they're having, you know, the kind of conversation totally opposite to this, right? Because our mind is constantly listening, and all the time what it does is to support you or wanting to support you, right? So just really help your mind do the work, do the job properly. And another one, you know, very important thing is that if you are the master who is working for you, let your mind work for you. You don't work for your mind, right? But if you don't know, sometimes when people are not aware, they have no idea, right? So really let your mind work and just get your job done. A very important job. Give clear, detailed instructions. And also, when you give those instructions, you know what happens? It becomes the blueprint. Are we all clear on blueprint? The importance of blueprint. When you build buildings, when you build anything, everything's built because of that blueprint. The moment that blueprint is constructed, is used, that's it. No more changes, right? You cannot change based on whatever this, that, right? That's what happened to your mind. And whatever instructions, whatever descriptions that you're giving, making those pictures, saying those words, it becomes the blueprint. Make it crystal clear. So your mind is just really like that laser, like that magnet, creating and manifesting all the things that you want in your life. And constantly you can revisit that as well. And another thing is always define yourself as a winner. Seriously, we are all winning. It's a giving, right? It doesn't matter what, it's always that. And really choose that, and then like literally use your power, and you can choose the power thoughts, and then say those things and say those words. And you know, the reality is this, there's no doubt, you already saw that and you already tested yourself. You're your own master, right? And really just like there's absolutely, like for me, no brainer. Create your power thoughts on demand. And the moment you do that, your life will be completely changed and shifted, and your life will start to work for you. And this is my mission, you know, like this is my passion. Because for me, what's important here is to really bring everyone with me and make your life work. Because the moment you make your life work, and the whole world will start to work together, because we are all in this together. And then also say yes. Say yes. Yes, I can. Yes, we can. Yes, you can. And this is exactly the choice, right? It's all choice. And choose that. And choose powerfully. Absolutely choose powerfully. And another thing is that, you know, of course, you know, I'm sure only 5 of us. You can type, or you can just let me know with the thumbs up, and you know you want a powerful meditation, which I actually recorded a few, and it's just really help you establish a daily routine, and this will get you get your mind fired up, and you can use that as a structure to help shift yourself and shift that frequency. Okay, so obviously I'll send it to you. Whoever registered, or I have the email, I'll send it to you as well. And the last one is that, you know, I have created a Facebook group and I call it Academy for New Life. And, you know, there's no way, I don't want any old life anymore. And I am saying yes. And I really want to share this as like using this platform to share what I know and share this access to as many people as possible, because it makes so much difference. And you can choose to live your life with power, freedom, and self-expression. And you can create your life on demand. You can create your future, and we're creating it together. And why not, right? And then I call this actually, you know, I challenge, and I will challenge you and take actions and really do this. And then you see, in this on this platform, of course, you know, you'll be supported. And because I am all about that one thing, it changes everything. Because I don't want to attach to this school, that, this. I want to find out what makes the difference to support myself and to support other human beings. And this is my passion. This is our mission on this planet. And this is also all of the suffering which I've done growing up, whatever, on my journey, is to bring me to this moment to share my message to the world, because this is the access to that, right? And also, I really, really want to let you know, we all deserve to live the life that we want, the life that we dream. Go for it. Literally, give yourself permission, say yes, and go for it, all right? And then, you know, I have my emails over here, and I have my Facebook page. This is the one where I share, you know, more detailed information about the practice which I'm doing, hypnotherapy, and then many of my clients around the world, their testimonials, and how they actually shifted and changed their life and then make miracles in their life. It's possible. All these physical illnesses, you may think, oh my God, the medical report shows me this. You know what happened? Let me share something, live and rock your world. I have my mentor who had the cancer, okay? And what happened to her is that, you know, the doctor's telling her, oh my, you know, this is like really serious, and then you probably don't have much time to live for maybe a few months. You know what? You can choose to reject that. You can choose not to believe that. And that was about, you know, 20 years ago. And, you know, when she said no, and she believed in she can heal and she can use these access, these power tools to help herself, guess what? Fast forward 20 years later, she's very healthy, thriving, happy, and enjoying life and doing everything that she wants. This is extreme case, right, with the cancer. There are people, like, for example, in my family, like my father, he was suffering from chronic bronchitis, and he had that since a kid, when he was a kid. And it's like almost 60 years for him. Guess what happened? One session, we discovered the root cause, why he had that. And in that one session, he created let go and cleared that old commands. Because you see, when we grow up, we get programmed and we have no idea what really got programmed, what beliefs we got, right? And what commands we literally gave, instructions we gave to our mind. And the mind the entire time thought, oh, you need this. I need to support you. I need to create this for you. So it had been really tirelessly, think about it, like a loyal, obedient servant, serving him, thinking of serving him, giving him this cough every year, and the struggle, and then like he's like spitting all over the place, and then he had felt like so embarrassed that he couldn't go anywhere, and he literally felt like he lost his freedom when he was all those years. And then, you know, in the end, when he created his perfect health, total freedom, he can go anywhere without worrying about, you know, coughing and spitting and, you know, being embarrassed. And he got exactly what he wanted by clearing up that old instruction and then giving him the new instruction. And he literally enjoying his perfect health and got rid of that chronic bronchitis for 60 years. Can you see the power of our mind, but also the power of you without you knowing what kind of instructions you can give your mind, right? it's hidden sometimes. Like for my father's case, just to elaborate a little bit, what happened is that he was a kid, and because we all grew up on the farm, it's very tough, and he was kind of like forced to help out on the farm chores. Everybody, and all hands on the job, right? But as a kid, all he wanted to do is to play. He didn't want to work, but when he didn't comply, his mother beat him up. And so he was so cross and so angry. And then one day he got this cough and he was, you know, kind of like lying in bed and some other things going on. And what happened was that he didn't need to work anymore, and he got special attention. He even got his favorite food. So he was so happy. He was like emotionally, can you imagine the words he was saying to him? Oh my God, I love this, I want this. And then the pictures he made in his mind is that, yes, I need this, right? I need to create this. So his mind got the directions, got the instructions. So without him knowing that, he only wanted that one time, and his mind didn't know, and just kept creating that day in, day out for almost 60 years for him, undermining all the time his logic mind, saying, oh, I actually don't want this, you know, like, oh my God, every year I'm suffering, because he tried everything, right? He tried all sorts of remedies. He went to the doctors, took medicine, and did tests. All of this didn't help, and we didn't know why. And so in this one session, he uncovered the root cause, and then he was like, oh my God, he was laughing, and he was saying, oh my God. And you know what? It was all about that. And especially under hypnosis, it's very powerful. You have the direct access to your subconscious mind, and you can literally talk to your mind and clear those old instructions, like letting it go, and using powerful tools, and then, you know, empower the, you know, the person to really instill in and program in the new beliefs or the new instructions. I call it new instructions. So literally the life that you want to create, anything you want, right? He created perfect health. And Kate, same, from London, she created perfect health. That's why her pain is just immediately gone. Once you dealt with that, that's what it is, right? Can you see how powerful it is? All your physical stuff, mental stuff, whatever self-sabotage, struggling for love, struggling for weed, even like addictions, all of this, no need at all. You don't need to suffer. That's the message. And that's what I'm, you know, like here to share this, because I didn't want to suffer. And so what I've been searching for is that what will help eliminate that suffering. And this is the incredible tool which I found. It will help and support that. So I'll just finish the session here, and I'll give some time for us to have some questions, if you have any, to have that answered. And we have a little chat as well. Just, you know, you can share with me what you got. And so I'm gonna stop the screen share. If you want, you can take a picture, screenshot of the slide. So I'm gonna stop the share now, okay? So can we all done? Have the thumbs up, ready to go? Perfect. So awesome. And I really want to thank all of you, you know, so patiently, and, you know, so wonderful audience, and being here with me and allowing the space for me to share. Because, you know, part of it, yes, I am sharing and contributing, but a part of it is that because you are here, you allowed me to do this. And this is my favorite thing to do in the world. So thank you so much for your contribution to me in my life, okay? And then I'm counting on you to share this message with more people and make a difference. And we're all in this together. There's no way out. We have to go together, okay? So you can unmute, unmute yourself. You unmute yourself, and then you can come and share and talk and let me know what you think and any questions. So.
Thank you so much. It was very clear and very enlightening and very positive. And my question is actually, this has to be repetitive, like a habit, right? I mean, we have to program our mind um, and create these habits. And how do we do that? I mean, it cannot be, we cannot change our mind just by one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to continuously keep on doing it. For how long?
That's so great that you asked this question. Thank you so much. And then, let me help you address this way, okay? So basically, yes, one talk won't, like truly like shift everything for you, right? But what this talk will do is bring the awareness. So now you know it's a choice, first of all, right? Second of all, and this is actually the work which I'm doing, right? Because when we're doing it, deal with this or doing all of this, because we all do this, without knowing. All of our studying, learning, especially self-help books and go and do courses and that, it's all coming from the conscious mind. Our conscious mind is only counting about, 2 to 4% of who we are. And the majority, 96 to 98%, is the subconscious mind. Literally, we have no control. The way you are, what you're saying, how you're behaving, your cravings, your likes, dislikes, all of this is dominated by your subconscious, your beliefs, right? All of those things. So that's why my work, which I feel is so important, is that being a hypnotherapist, I help people access to their subconscious mind. And once you access your subconscious mind, you can literally shift and program your subconscious mind very effectively without much of the suffering, like when we're trying to do this. Because you know what happens? The reason why you act the way you act and you didn't want to do this, you didn't want to do that, you think negatively, is because that subconscious mind, the negative belief is driving you, right? So if you using hypnosis and then you get there and then you just naturally, easily shift those beliefs. The moment you shift the beliefs, you will see that, wow, the shift is there. It's kind of like rewriting the beginning of the program or rewriting your story, the beginning of your story. So naturally the end is going to be completely different, right? You don't have to make all that conscious effort and struggling and feeling like, oh my God, I'm just fighting it, right? But again, knowing now, at least consciously, this is a choice, and like choose it more and saying it more, because most of the time we are living life in this way, right? And then another thing is, which I want to share with you, is that all of you, of course, who registered with email, I will share with you or send you a couple of meditation which are going to help you. You can establish this as a structure, right? Especially before you go to bed, because you know what happens when you go to bed or before you go to bed, your mind will literally get into this alpha wave brainwave state. It's close to, you get into this hypnosis, right? Get into this level that you have easy access to your subconscious mind, where you can get programmed into all sorts of different things that you want. Of course, you listen to positive things. Some people, my God, they, before they go to bed, they watch news, the horrible news, and they watch TV, or they read the news, and they do all this, really destructive things, and that's why their life is negative. And then another thing which I totally suggest is that don't watch much of the news anyway, because whatever you need to know, it will come to you. And because most of that, believe it or not, hypnosis is very common. Hypnosis is everywhere. TV is a hypnosis, and media is hypnosis, politics, all of this, But I believe use the hypnosis in a way that is going to really serve humanity, instead of letting it ruin you and your life, and without even knowing it. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Does it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, awesome,
Yeah,
great.
because
We just have one person just just showed up. Can you imagine? Okay, we're gonna let him in. Hassan. Hassan just showed up.
Um, so basically, what we're trying to do is just update the software.
Yeah.
The
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. That's totally it. You nailed it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you know what happened? My God, all of us, we become the way we are is because when we grow up as a kids, right? Those very crucial years, we come into this world completely empty. We come into the world knowing nothing. We are absolutely ready to take on the world. But what happened is that we got to survive, right? We have the environment we are in. How we survive is by program ourselves to fit in and survive the environment. So we pick up everything which is in our environment. So we arm ourselves to survive. And then when we're doing that, we have all sorts of negative limiting beliefs which are carrying, and then we don't lose it. We carry with us all through life. Most of the time people don't know, right? So this is like literally wake up call saying, you know what, you carry all of these negative beliefs, it won't serve you. Have a look, right? Because for some people, especially when they're suffering the physical illnesses, wow, that's what happens is that, you know, they have all this carried so much, especially like when you carry guilt, resentment, you know, sometimes you're saying all those negative words to yourself constantly again, because when that's in the subconscious mind, it's always there. You have no escape. You cannot say, oh my God, I just want to get away and go somewhere. It doesn't work because it's always with you. So only by when you shift it, right? When you shifted that, the belief started to shift and change. That's when your life literally just become this like harmonious. And I like to use the word being aligned, you know, like also just imagine, right? Most of the time when we experience our life feeling this way, that way, conflicted, torturing, suffering, almost like we're dragging a boat or a ship. Like in Dubai, we have desert, right? Like almost you're dragging that ship across the desert, right? That's the experience for sometimes, right? People suffering. And then what I am helping, what I'm doing, hi Hassan, welcome. We are just finishing up. I think you probably missed up with the time. So it's 2 p.m. Dubai time. We started, okay? Yeah, but you can stay on, and then we will share the recording later on so you can watch the whole thing. All right? And welcome, and thank you so much for joining. So, you know, when we talk about the work which I do to help people align is kind of like I help people put that ship they're dragging across the desert into the ocean, and then have them, you know, hoist up their sails so the ship can just sail and just glide without much of the effort. That's experience. That's what I'm creating. And that's how life can be working. I'm speaking not only from the clients and patients which I'm curing, and even my own family members. I'm speaking from my own experience. Oh my God, this is like, wow, mind blowing. And how I am feeling, how I am experiencing my life, no comparison, no comparison at all. Even though I consider myself before, even because I was in this field of transformation for a long time, even with all of those transformation work, all of those courses, everything I explored, after I've done this, after I removed all the subconscious beliefs using hypnosis, wow, like totally new worlds opened up. It's no comparison, no comparison. And I truly believe this is the most effective way in terms of helping people be aligned and experience life in a way that we want to experience. Be our own master, right? And this is how we take control. And it's just really amazing. It's so beautiful. And also, I just want to share with you, in case you are interested to know more about this, is that, you know, during this special time, I'm actually offering some special rates, and you're welcome to reach out to me. And if you're interested, and I can share with you the details about the special rates to help people, because I have so many people who are expressing, you know, they're dealing with stuff, and then they're also dealing with, you know, no job or, you know, like no pay. So I'm just helping them in the ways that I can. Okay, so you can reach out to me and we can have a talk and discuss if you need, okay? So I have my details over there. You can send me emails. So thank you so much for the question. Any other questions? Anything else?
Jing, it's Andrea. I just really would like to thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yes, clear. Very
Yeah,
clear.
okay. So thank you very much for very powerful message. And it wasn't just one message, there were several, which is really great, because it the environment we work in, and obviously we have certain habits, we have maybe some insecurities and so on. However, yes, there are many things that you highlighted which can help us to, let's say, to change maybe a little bit our habits. So instead of I don't, I can, I don't want to,
yeah,
to be more, let's say, positive in our daily life, to, yes, exactly, to change our mind thoughts and develop that in a certain routine. And yeah, we are director of, let's say, of our life movie, right? It's how we going to the life is going to be the way we want to be. So if we are miserable, our life can be miserable. Yeah, so thank you very much. And is really, again, you also highlighted is just to enjoy the journey that we are in. So in the present, like every day we wake up, let's enjoy the day.
Yeah.
So it's on, again, it's on us how we're going to live everyday life, if we're going to find joy and so on. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're so welcome. As I shared earlier, my intention is to have your, I'm committed to have your life work. And because I am so convicted, convinced, and that in this world, or in this whole thing that we're in together, right? We're all connected, more so than you could ever think, right? Especially with this experience now, we all really see, right? The more connectedness, whichever degree you see it. But I am really seeing it on a much higher level, because for me, this is coming from my heart. And I really, really, really want to make sure that, you know, whatever that you got, whatever that you're going to serve you and going to make a difference to you. And you said it so beautifully. You just totally generalized everything. And, you know, it's a choice, right? It's your choice. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we all make choices every day. You wake up and you choose. And even though sometimes, because going through life, we have emotions and then up and down, because those emotions are not something bad. Consider that it's just your mind trying to support you, make you survive on this planet, bring you back to something which is familiar, because the mind always does that, right? Yeah. To keep you alive. So whenever you feel that negative beliefs or negative feelings, emotions, don't worry, just simply say, oh, thank you, I got it. I know that you're trying to help me survive, but it's okay, right? And now I can choose differently. I choose this. I know I'm safe, right? Until that, you know, you can assess, look around saying, oh, I'm safe, you know, I can choose differently. And then another thing is that I shared some tools for you to really access that, is that you can literally shift how you feel immediately, right? And we did the test, you know, just by moment, think about all those happy things, right? When you're stressed, when you're feeling, oh my God, I'm so worried, I'm just going crazy. And you can just say, you know what? All right, I got it, thank you. All right, thank you, thank you. If it's under your control, take actions. If it's beyond your control, just leave it, right? There's no point even in getting to that. So really take those actions and simply say, okay, what can I take? What actions I can take, right? And first, get yourself out of that and think about, you know what? I'm still alive. I'm breathing, right? And be grateful that you are alive. We could be absolutely there, you know, otherwise, right? Because, you know, for me, I truly do this. Being grateful is the most important emotion and feeling that we can ever create. So that's my routine also daily. Before I go to bed and in the morning wake up, I practice gratitude. It really makes a huge difference, because this really boosts your state, right? I didn't test that, but you can test it, right? If you do this and you feel gratitude, you feel so strong. Nothing can move you, and your day is set, right? And then when you feel gratitude and then you go to bed, you're set. You program that into you, and then naturally, gradually, it's kind of like you're shifting back to whatever you want, right? Because we all want in life. We have the dream life, we have the the desired way of living, like lifestyle that we want, right? And but when people not able to really deal with that, is because sometimes they just completely lose the sight of it, right? Lose the sight and letting the emotions taking over and taking their dream.
Or we are just stuck in certain patterns or behavior we've been doing for we've been going around the circles and so on. But something what we're going to change now can help us to change that slowly and shift that from those patterns as well, and more to welcome new some good things to happen in our life and attract them as well. Because so we manifest gratitude, we manifest love and love towards myself, and therefore love for everyone and everything.
Exactly. So see, it takes your declaring, right, with your words, and then putting the pictures there, and then your vibration, your frequency naturally vibrate higher, right? You are just completely, all those even negative bad experiences cannot even touch you anymore, because the moment you really get out of the zone, you just created that for yourself, right? Because when many people were saying, oh my God, I'm like this, I cannot help it, like so constantly all this bad experience happened to them. Imagine why? Because your thoughts, you're constantly thinking about all those things, so your vibration, your frequency is naturally just like there, So you see, whatever our beliefs we have, right, coming from our childhood, the programming, they make us. Our beliefs make us. And then, when we grow up and then now we are in the world, right, and the universe matches that belief. That's how everything happens. So that's why the importance of that, you declare it using words and in the pictures, so you raise yourself up. Naturally, all those things cannot touch you, because it doesn't match you anymore, right? And then you can only match with whatever you declared. All these good things happen in your life, like that ship, it just sails, right? That's also very important, which I share with you, is that hello, look at that cute little boy. So basically, this is the work which I do to help people shift whatever they're dealing with, like the patterns, and they're running around in circles. They can't understand why they are there, right? So, when they're under hypnosis, it's very easy. You can really like your subconscious mind is like a vault. It has all your experiences there. With the specific questions, you can really get the answers when you're under hypnosis. So that's when they literally break that pattern, break free. And then you can program in anything, and then it becomes the new order for you. And that's the new life, which I am absolutely passionate about. Living the new life. Say yes to the new life. And I want to say hi to Hassan. I think you didn't hear me earlier. Did you hear me? Can you unmute yourself?
Unfortunately, I did not actually.
Yeah, so earlier I was sharing with you that, you just joined towards the end. I think you probably missed the, which time did you see? Did you see the 3:30?
I mean, well, actually, I just joined, 10 minutes back.
Yeah.
And it seems from the speeches, what I learned is, in few minutes, I just figure out that you are teaching us how to reprogram our subconscious mind.
Yes, kind of like that. But you see, the difference is that I'm not teaching. I have a message I'm sharing. Yeah. Everything is absolutely your choice. You can choose, right? Whatever way that, it's all choice. Over here, you can choose to believe it, you can choose to accept it, you can choose to take it, or you can choose to not do anything. Right? But of course, my invitation is you choose to really do the things that are going to support you and work for you in your life, right? And that's my commitment, which was sharing with Andrea earlier. So as I was sharing earlier, when I was saying to you is that this is recorded. You can watch the whole session later on, okay? So yeah, you didn't miss. So I just wanted to let you know, and I also wanted to just welcome you and thank you so much for joining, okay? So
thank you.
Great.
I just have a comment.
Yeah.
I heard somebody saying the language of the mind is feeling.
Sorry, can you say that again, please? I didn't hear clearly.
Yeah, the language of the mind is feeling. So if you want to manifest something, you have to feel that you are receiving it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I was saying earlier also. See, remember what I was saying, the way how you feel about anything at any time is come down only to two things. The words you're saying to yourself and the pictures you're making in your head. Right? When we talk about feeling, oh my God, yeah, we can, but what is the access? I was showing you the access to it. If you change the words, then you change the picture in your mind. Just like this, right? Just like, for example, just like, you know, the restaurant example. And you're going to, like, for example, you're really, really hungry, you go to a restaurant, you sit there, you're ready to eat the leg out of off the table. And then, you know, the people are preparing, busy preparing, and then you saw the waiters and then the chefs and coming in and out, and you saw, because, you know, sometimes you can see, right, there was toilet over there, and then you may be going there also, and then you see the, you know, chef maybe, or the whatever, you know, they come out of the toilet but they didn't wash their hands, and then immediately go like, oh my God, right? Doesn't matter, sometimes, you know, happen, right? Doesn't matter how hungry you are, and you just feel like, oh my God, I can't eat. It's something upset in the stomach even. You already feel it, because that's how powerful that picture you made in your head, right? You're probably saying to yourself, oh yeah, that might be the chef who's preparing my food. Yeah, you know, like this kind of situation. This is kind of like one example, right? There's so many different examples. And then, you know, like for example, sometimes I had a friend who visited her friend, and then, you know, her friend has this big dog, like a huge dog, and then it's just like, oh my God, she loves the dog so much, it is everywhere, right? And then she loves it so much, so it doesn't really bother her that the dog's saliva is all over the place, including in the cup she was drinking. And then she poured, you know, the water or the drink for my friend, and, you know, the dog is so excited, running all over the place, saliva all over the place, and my friend just can't imagine drinking that drink. Impossible. So this is what happened, you know, immediately the picture in the head is saying, oh, saliva, dog saliva in my cup, no way, right? No way. So this is the power of that picture. The feeling is literally determined by that picture that you put in your head and then the words you're saying to yourself, right? So if you reverse it, all of that I was showing you today, I was sharing with you today, is the access to your feeling. Remember we did the muscle test, the test you did? Immediately your physical strength improves, right? That's when you're feeling that already, because the moment you say it, you declare it, it becomes your truth. Because thoughts are things that get manifested in your physical existence. And the feeling's already there. And that's the secret. And you got the secret. Yeah? So awesome. So awesome. Oh, I have the meditations which I can share with you. Like literally, you're gonna love it so much. And I really truly invite you, make it a structure, like listen to it every day. You're going to change so many things in your life. I'm just telling you, there's so many wonderful stories. People's lives shift 180 degrees. And this is the power. Yeah. Sorry, you have another question? I think you wanted to say something. No? Yeah? Anyone else? You have any other questions? Yeah, if not, we can just conclude this session. And, you know, I'm just so thrilled to be with you, extraordinary people. And you are here, you declared yes, and you wanting access to your new life. And I truly acknowledge you. And I know that Hassan, you joined late, but you got the gist as well. And then you can rewatch and get it, the whole information, which I shared. But, you know, it's just truly amazing by showing up. And this is the power, okay? So I invite you to show up more, okay, in your life, and show up you, and show up as truly you, as the master of your life. Yeah? Awesome.
Yep.
You have the power.
Yes, we have
You
the
are the right
power.
to move, yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Just it.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's so
Yazid,
great.
I can't see you. I can't see you, Yazid.
You got the light. Awesome. So we'll just see you next time, okay? I'm gonna have more workshops as well, and then we have more topics, and then again, you can join the Facebook group as well. And I have all of this. I do regularly do Facebook Live, sharing, you know, all these new things, and then the stuff which I learned could support you. As I shared with you, this is my commitment, okay? You can absolutely count on me that, you know, my commitment is to have your life work, and everything I do is because of that, okay? So just connect.
Jing, how can I get this recording?
So I'll share with via email, because you logged in from Zoom link. Did you register?
Yeah.
Did you get the email?
Yes.
Right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
When you have the email, I will do that. And also maybe let me see later on whether I'll just upload in YouTube and then share with you the link, okay?
All right. Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. Thank you. All right, so enjoy your wonderful day.
Thank you.
Enjoy. You
Bye
too.
bye.
Thank you.
Welcome. You are
Thank
so
you.
welcome. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.